Okay, we're recording. We are on the fourth leadership call that I have started doing once I kind of step my leadership abilities up. And, one thing I was telling Gabriel today when we were talking is that, because she was like, I just don't feel that I am as strong of a leader as you. All your team's going somewhere, and I told her, and I'm going to tell all of you this. So I just want to make sure that we start off this call is that if any of you have noticed, because a lot of you have been coaches since 2012 or 2013, and you, I'm sure, watched me grow and to be a leader, the first person that I want to give it up to is Arnold, because he's the one who told me, Mindy, you need to step it up and be a leader. And I said, well, all my life, I was told that I was bossy and I didn't even understand what I was doing. And, this is something that's came since I've been learning about leadership and studying successful people. I went to a leadership training, a John Maxwell training on Friday. And, I realized, all along is that we all were born as leaders, but somehow life events and people and family members or people who've been in relationships or teachers or something, they squash that out of us. So I want you all to make sure that when every call we're on is that you're removing and punching that person in the face that's telling you, well, that's good information that Mindy's telling you, but that doesn't apply to you, or you're not good enough. So this is the thing. And I told Gabriel, stop comparing yourself to me because you've done amazing things. You can see it within her team, her and her team, and Chris and Lindsay and Lacey and Ashley and everybody I've watched. We've had like almost 20 rank advancements since about 3.5 weeks ago. That's huge for this team. So this has been, she is a leader. And, and she shared something in the 3 vital behaviors training that I did on Saturday for the first time. And, she said it took 3 months for her to grow a business, of working her business. Once she decided to start implementing everything that I'd been telling her to do, she knew that she needed to do it. She knew it worked because she's seen people doing it who have had it been successful for them. And she knows what corporate says, and she never, tried to reinvent the wheel. However, she didn't really think that she deserved it, but she didn't think that she would be able to do it. She didn't think she was capable of it. And she was busy, and she let all those things get away. But once she put her mind to it and started implementing the 3 vital behaviors that we all know by now, everything started working. And in 3 months it came to play. So I told her, theoretically, you may have been a coach for 2 years. I've been a coach for almost 3 years. But in 3 months of her working her business, I have watched her, and I've watched her conquer every goal. And then once she started doing that, her team started leading. Because I hear a lot of people saying, my team is not growing. And this is one thing is why, once you start doing it and implementing the 3 vital behaviors and acting as the leader that you were born to be, then you essentially, your team's going to follow. They're going to do whatever same thing as a principal. Most of you are parents here. And so that your kids do not what you tell them to do, but what they watch you do. So I want you to, remove that little voice in your head that's telling you can't do this, because you were designed to do this. You were born to do this. Other people have gotten in your way, or you let them get in your way and get in your head. So once Arnold told me, be a leader, you're not being bossy. People need step A through Z. And one thing I told everyone the 3 vital behaviors the other day was follow the guides in the back. If you all of you are in my rank advancement group, or you have access to the same information that I'm using to teach the rank advancement group and the coach revival group, and then I taught them 3 vital behaviors. Use them, because people are like, are you using these guys? No, I don't use them anymore. But in the beginning, I implemented this all. You're all lucky, because when I became a coach, we didn't have all these guides. These guides have been delivered to you from coaches like myself and people who've been in the business for 6 or 7 years. Leanne Ruff's taken a lot of time to develop the 3 vital behavior training and this Emerald to Diamond training and the Coach Basics training and it's all came from coaches. They didn't just make it up, and so follow it. So I followed what I watched other coaches doing, the coaches that help build these training programs. So like I told everybody, if it's not working for you, check and see if you are actually implementing everything. If you are engaged in the groups, if you are asking questions of things that you don't know the answer to. And if you're not doing it, then do it. Because most of the time, when you start a job, they give you a checklist of what you need to do. You have to be accountable to it. And if you don't get it done, then you get fired, or you get written up, or you don't get the promotion. This is the same way, except for you're your own boss. So ask yourself if you are being coachable, if you are being a leader, and make sure that you're following the guides. If you don't know it, then that's what the guides are for. So like I told everyone, I would suggest using these guides that were designed to help you and then learn it and make it become a behavior, the 3 vital behaviors, which is basically a routine. And then once it becomes routine to you, you don't need it. But you can't implement it, you can't be successful, and therefore you can't teach it or have a successful team if you don't use it. I've stepped up as a leader. I've been implementing all the information that I have, and I have been acting as leader. Things I'm doing now is regular team calls. So this is the same thing. That's great you get on my calls. I have good information, because my information that I'm giving to you is not because I'm really good at it, but because I'm listening to you to hear what your struggle is, and I'm getting people on who can speak to you. And they may speak your language better than me, because we're all different people. So make sure you're doing this, and one last thing I want to say before Keyshawn gets on, because she is from corporate headquarters, love her to death. She's got positive, great energy. We work well together, and I want her to get on, but this is outside of her scope of her, hours of, operations. So I'm going to have her speak in a few minutes for about 15 minutes. And then, maybe she'll do, some questions for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to wrap up the call with some other notes, but that way she doesn't have to stay on. But one thing I wanted to tell you is I had a call with a coach the other day, and everybody knows what I'm working for. I'm working to, help everybody reach their goals. And I've worked with each individual to know what your goals are. A lot of you have different goals. A lot of you have similar goals. A lot of you have similar stories. Others have different. But, everybody knows I'd like to get to 10-star. I set the goal of 10-star because number one is a challenge. It scares me. It's something that I have to work for. But because I see that I have the capability of getting there, and I have the leaders within my team who are pushing for it. So I'm doing this. But, I keep checking in, because this is time sensitive. This is something that needs to get done. If you say, oh, I'd like to get diamond, but you don't have a date and you don't have a clear path to get there, or you're not following a clear path that you have designated, a pipeline to get there, or that I've helped you designate, you're never going to get there. So you have to go about it with a vengeance. And, the coach said, well, I want, I asked if there was a follow-up, if they followed up with the prospects. And they said, well, yeah, I told them that, I was wanting to help you to get to 10-star. This is your business. If you didn't want to get to diamond, you wouldn't be on this call tonight. You would not be in this group. You would not be in this business. You would not do one-on-ones with me for the people who are. You have all invested a lot of time. Faithfully, I see the same faces on these bi-weekly calls that I have started, which are designed to help you and for us to work together as a team. So yes, it helps me achieve my goal, but this is your goal. This is about you, and it's tied to your why, because all of you have a why, and I all know what all of your whys are because I've gotten it. So I want you to remember that, to own this. This is your job, your life, your goal. But all of us, the cheesy saying that, actually somebody said it at Buc-ee's to me the other day, this kid, it said, teamwork makes the dream work. When we were talking, I was like, wow, that's my, saying. So I want to make sure that you remember that you're worth this, you deserve it, and you are capable of doing it. And this is not about me. This is about you. Because it is about you, even if you're trying to help me. And if this is something that's important to help me get, it's because we've built this relationship. So think about that aspect too, that you own your own goals, you work hard for it, and you go about it with passion, and that you make sure that you focus on how it's going to help you achieve your why, and how, when you achieve that, you're going to be helping other people achieve their goals and their why. This is something bigger than you and bigger than me. And make sure that as much as I love you and you love me and we work together as a team, is that, essentially you need to have the same type of relationship with other people. So I'm going to let Keyshawn, speak, and then I'll finish up and go over the assignments that I gave all of you, 2 weeks ago, because I'd like to hear your perspective, how it worked, what didn't work, what you're struggling with. So I'm going to change it to Keyshawn. I'm going to unmute her. And
awesome. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. I can.
Oh my goodness. I feel like we need to drop the mic and leave. I am motivated, Mindy. I don't know about you guys, Team Relentless, but that was good. That was really good. So anyway, Team Relentless, thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to be a part of your team call today. I'm really, really excited if you can't tell. So you all truly do have an amazing leader in Mindy. And like she said, we connected pretty quickly. We work well together. She's just one of those people that you can really count on. She's an amazing leader. She truly, truly knows the way and goes the way. She has a huge heart and is in this business for the right reason. And I just love her "this is me" attitude. So anyway, and that ass. that ass. How can I forget that ass? Anyway, but seriously, you all truly do have a great leader in Mindy. And like she mentioned earlier, you all are amazing leaders as well. And just like I'm here for her, I'm here for each and every one of you. So just a little bit about me before I get into my topic tonight. I'm Keyshawn Graves. I'm the West Regional Sales Manager, and I work with 2-star diamonds through 5-star diamonds. And I help set goals, strategically plan how to achieve them, brainstorm ideas, and I provide some additional accountability on top of what you may receive from a success partner or an accountability partner or an upline. So I work with Doug Moss, who's the director, and he works with 6 through 14-star diamonds. Anyway, so tonight I have the opportunity to talk with you very, very briefly about ending this year being the person, the leader, the team that you said you wanted to be at the beginning of the year. So Team Relentless, we have about 50 days, 1,200 and some odd hours and 72,000 minutes left of 2014. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that that's enough time to accomplish your goals, but this is go time. It is time to go. Let's get it done. Let's put it into high gear and go. This is the time of year where we really do have to remember our why and frequently visit and revisit our goals and our vision boards. This is the time of year that we get to see who has it in them to achieve their goals, who has it in them to be the person they said they wanted to be. If you missed the wake-up call with Vita Lafata earlier this week, he made some really good points, and I'd say listen to it in regards to your why. So this is also the time of year when excuses can come up more often. You know, those excuses, it's a slow time of year. The kids are going back to school. It's the holiday season. We're traveling, you name it. It can become an excuse. I challenge you today to move beyond those excuses, to dial into your daily behaviors and to stay laser focused on those business producing activities. Don't allow those noises to interfere with your progress. And also what I mean by that are the things that are not going to get you towards the achievement of your goal. For instance, training. Training is great and it's necessary. Don't get me wrong. It is absolutely necessary. Make sure I make that clear. But right now is not the time to develop your new training. It's not. This is the time to ensure that what is being taught is being implemented and we're doing the hands-on training, right? It's go time. So training is fun. And again, it's very extremely necessary. But lovingly nudging your coaches or, you know, holding your PS coaches accountable. It may not be as fun as the training, right? It may be you getting out your comfort zone a little bit. So that makes it just a little bit less fun, but get back to work. And I'm here and I love you guys. And that's why I'm being very candid with you. And so you'll have to excuse me, but I want this for you. I want this for you. And so this is not the time to develop your training. This is the time to implement it. This is go time. Okay. So we'll come back to the ladder, you know, to the training in 2015. So you can begin to think about the things that you would want to implement or change or do differently at this time of the year for your strategy that you come up with for 2015, but this is not the time to develop your training. Don't let those noises get you, okay? So if you truly desire this goal that you said you wanted on January 1st or whenever you said this goal at the beginning of the year, let's make it happen. Some of you may be saying, okay, Keyshawn, I'm giving it all I got. I've gut checked myself and I truly cannot give anything else. So let's brainstorm some ways for you to get it done. If you missed, I think it was either last week or 2 weeks ago, the wake up call with Trina Gray, go listen for sure. She gave some really great tips and points in regards to getting it done last minute. So let's brainstorm really quick. So reach out to some of your coaches who may have dropped rank or dropped out. Let's revisit some of their goals. Let's revisit goals with all of your coaches and make sure that we're coming up with action-based strategy to come with them, right? Let's implement earn $800 or earn X amount of dollars for the holiday season. Let's host a quick sneak peek. Notice I said quick because we're talking about go time. Host a quick sneak peek or a what is coaching webinar. Accountability groups, push groups, just simply doing more than what you've done based on gut checking yourself. If there's any room for you to do more, do more. This is the time. Like Mindy said at the beginning of the call, step up and manage up and be a leader. Ask to be placed in leadership roles. Empower yourself to be a leader. The point that I'm trying to make is research and study, have brainstorming and mastermind sessions with other leaders, but ensure that you are doing all you can in order to achieve your goals. So again, like Mindy said at the beginning, I agree with her. I don't believe that you're here by coincidence or chance. I believe that you are meant to be here. This is you were birthed to be here right now on this call. This is preordained. You met your sponsor. You were introduced to this opportunity for a specific reason. So don't allow a negative voice in your head to hold you back from your preordained destiny or your goals of you becoming the person that you said you wanted to be. So my big takeaway to all of you Team Relentless is we have enough time for you to get it done, but this is go time. We must go now. If you're giving it all you got and you're gut checking yourself constantly, and you fall short of your goal, amazing job. Amazing job. Seriously, look how far you've come. Look how many more conversations you started. Look how much more you've learned. When we set audacious goals, it is not to beat ourselves up if we do not hit them. It's about who we become in pursuit. So we have our goal and we have, our starting point. It's not about here. It's not about here. It's about all of this in between and the person that you're becoming in pursuit of achieving the goal. So that's why we set audacious goals. So my challenge to all of you as we end this call, and before I open it up for question and answers, is to wake up on January 1st, knowing that you could not have given 2014 a fingernail tip more, a bitten off fingernail tip more. So if you would like to converse or strategize further to ensure that you are doing all that you can, and you've already had your mastermind and brainstorming session, or you just want to add to it, I'm here for you, like I said at the beginning, just like I'm here for Mindy. So reach out to me. I'm the only Keyshawn Graves on Facebook, but let's do this. I believe in each and every one of you, and I want this for you. So use me. I joke and I say use and abuse me, but seriously, use and abuse me. But we can do this. You can do this. So let's get it done. And Jeff Hill left me with a quote. I told him that I was joining your team call, and he wanted me to leave you with this quote: life rewards action, not intention. That's Jeff Hill quote. Although he said that he stole the beginning part from Oprah. Anyway, that's all I got for you, Team Relentless. Again, I'm here for you if you need me. So I would love to open up for questions and answers or questions.
All right, guys, this is your chance. This is one thing I want to kind of encapsulate. One thing she said is that make sure that you wake up on, January 1st of this next year, already knowing what your goals are and knowing that you didn't slack. I mean, we can only control so much if you're basically trying to get 1-star, 2-star, 5-star, whatever, because it's out of your hands at that point. But the thing is, last thing you want to do is kick yourself and look back. I've spent most of my life looking back saying, I wish I had done this, or I wasted so much time on autopilot. And I will say 2012, 2013, and 14, I know that I busted my ass and that everything I did was 100%. So, as long as you can do that, then you're not going to be discouraged by what your final rank is, the last qualifying week. Is if you knew you did your best and you gave your utmost, and everybody knows in their heart if they're doing right. And I can't judge that, but it. And my 100% may be less than your 100% or more. We're not competing against efforts. We are competing against what we are giving from our heart. So, make sure that you have no regrets and you're giving it your all. And I appreciate, Keyshawn, everything you said. That we are real and raw. And I think that I was the only 3 Vitals behavior trainer that probably cussed a lot. I didn't say the F-bomb, but I did. So I know that, you can be real, and I appreciate it. And I'll thank Jeff for, taking his, little moment for us. So this is your chance to ask questions. So some of you may have questions, or if you could share a perspective of what you got from what she said. Because one thing I learned at the leadership training on Friday was that it's so good to get feedback from everybody else, because we all see things differently according to the way we were raised and the things that have happened to us and transformed us. And we all think differently. So maybe if you share a point or ask a question who somebody else is scared to ask or didn't think, this can help. So if you want to raise your hand, I'll unmute each person. I'd at least like at least half of us to say something, because I know some of you had to think something, right? Anybody? Robin looked like she was the most moved. Anybody have anything? Stephanie Stevens, I know you always have something to say. Nothing? Everybody looks so scared now. All right, Keyshawn.
I think Stephanie has something to say.
Oh,
or maybe Chris.
Which one who? Raise your hand. I can't tell. Uh-oh, we froze. Shit, we froze.
Stephanie and Chris both have something to say.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Let me see. Let me unmute Chris. Chris?
Well, yes. Thank you, Keyshawn, for getting on the call. I don't have any questions, but I liked what you said about waking up January 1st, knowing that you gave it your all. And I wrote that down, and that's what I'm going to go for, is just giving it my all and knowing in 2015 that I did all I could for 2014, and I'll start a new year and keep going. So I like that. I wrote it down. It's in my book.
Awesome. Can you Facebook message me and just keep me posted on your progress?
Absolutely.
I love that attitude.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
Who else? Stephanie Stevens? Yes. Hold on. Unmuted, and then Robin.
I totally agree with what Chris just said. The best thing that I took away from that was, did you give it your all in 2014? Could you have done anything different? I think I've shared with some of you that just recently my significant other decided to come on board with Shakeology. He hasn't totally come on board with workouts and everything, but that was a huge, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know, because it makes me emotional just talking about it. I've been doing this for 7 months and he was not. So knowing that I've definitely given it my all and push others to make sure that they're going for what they want. And partnering with Denise now to try to be more successful in pushing ourselves at every part of life, not just your workouts and everything, just making sure that you're a better person overall, because that's where I think I've definitely transformed the most in this journey. So that quote that you just said totally hit me the most, because I know that I can push harder over the next 6 weeks and make sure that I change more lives. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. That really means a lot that you shared that with us, Stephanie. And I'm happy that your husband is on board with the healthiest meal of the day. And I'm happy that you're gut checking yourself. And with the 50 days that we have left, you're giving it your all. That's what this is about. So you go, girl.
All right, Robin's up next. Oh, crap. Okay.
Hi, thank you so much for being on this call with us. This is awesome. I was trying to furiously write down like everything you were saying. The whole you were preordained destiny to be on this call was like amazing to me, because I have not really had any idea of what I wanted to do with anything until I found Beachbody in June. I mean, I watched many 2 years ago, but I really started in June as a coach, and it's been amazing. So I am writing down everything you have said, action-based plan, host quick sneak peeks, do accountability groups. I'm going to be partnering with my success partner, Leslie. Guess what? We're doing more groups together. And then I also wrote down that when we set audacious goals, not about that goal that we're reaching, it's about who we become in the pursuit of that goal. And that is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, because I always feel like, oh, I've said I'm going to do this. I have my dates and what I'm going to accomplish in that time. And I always sometimes forget to look at how much it's changed me, because I'm trying to go. at what I need to do to be successful. So thank you for that and questions. Thanks.
I'm looking forward to those questions. Yes, welcome to the family, first of all, even though it's been since June. And yep, it's go. Let's do this. And I'm absolutely here for you. I'm looking forward to your messages.
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to say anything? Or Louise does. All right, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes? Okay. I just wanted to say that I truly believed in the and like the preordained destiny as well, because I truly believe that I am here for a purpose. I am here for a reason. I empowering others to believe in themselves and do things that they do not think that they are strong enough to do, or that they believe they should be doing, is why I do this. It's why I push myself to do this, is to empower other people to do things that I know that they deserve to be doing. And my number one goal is to bring my husband home from his crappy job. And I almost said a cuss word, but I didn't.
Nobody blames.
But I want to bring my husband home. Yeah, I want to bring my husband home from his crappy job, and I will make that happen. I am declaring that I will be 5. I know I'm going to make it happen. I know I am a leader. I want leadership roles, and just like you said, Keyshawn, to ask for leadership roles, I truly believe in that, because you will not get to where you're going if you do not command those roles. If you do not command that you deserve to be in those roles, you have to step up and say, hey, that's me and I deserve to be there. So that was a great point. So thank you for bringing that up. And we can't wait to see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for sharing, Louise. So yes, you're absolutely right. I'm looking forward to seeing you involved in more of Mindy's pages and you stepping up in your leadership role. And for your 5-star goal and bringing your husband home from his crappy job, I challenge you to reverse engineer those goals and then to have exact numbers for what you need to hit on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis in order to ensure you make that happen. That's how we go big. We reverse engineer, we strategize, we come up with the exact number. And what I mean by that is how many conversations we're starting a day, how many invites, how many follow-ups, how many invites, meaning business invites and challenge group invites. Let's get this done.
Yeah. You got it. I'm going to do it.
All right.
All right, let's take a picture.
So if there are no other questions, sorry, go ahead, Mindy. I'm sorry.
I can take a picture real quick. Melissa.
Oh.
Melissa and Calliope. Did you hear me? Hold on, I think we froze. Never mind. Everybody see me? Hear me?
Oh, no, she's there.
Hold, I'm frozen. Hold
Yeah.
on. Everybody's frozen on my end. Like you're all stuck like. Okay, finish what you're saying. I'll try it in a minute.
You need a computer.
I'm screenshotting.
Yeah.
Do I need to screenshot this, Mindy?
Yes, please.
I'm screenshotting.
Thank you.
All right. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Keyshawn.
Wait. 1, 2. Mindy, look up. Okay. Got it. I think you're frozen. There we go.
You have great energy. I forgot to tell you to bring the Kleenex. We always cry. Somebody always cries on the call. It's just the way we are, I think, because we're so tightly knit and we really are very open and just we really share a lot. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Anything for you, girl. I do have a favor to ask of everyone as I'm exiting this call. This is kind of housekeeping. We are noticing that people are going to Amazon.com more to find reviews on Shakeology. And so if you could go to Amazon.com and search for chocolate Shakeology. Obviously, we hope that you love it and that you share that you love it, but give your honest review. And that would really help us. And then also another flavor of your choice. So chocolate Shakeology for sure, and then any other flavor of your choice on Amazon.com. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you, guys. Oh, I think Robin has a question. I'm sorry.
Actually, thank you. I'm so sorry. I forgot to ask. Speaking of Amazon, this has come up several times today for me. How do you approach answering people who say, well, I'm just going to buy it from Amazon, other than you get a better price on Beachbody, you get the support from Beachbody, you get us as a coach, you get, your money back guarantee. What else can we say when they're like, oh, well, I can order it on Amazon Prime and get it in 2 days?
Well, you've hit all the good points. Mindy, I'd love to hear from you first and some of your, the ways that you kind of overcome that objection.
My question is, are we partnered with Amazon? Because I've heard different things. Because I see something Groupon too. That has been my question. Are we partnered with them?
Okay, so how Beachbody and Amazon have come together. So when you go to Amazon and you search for chocolate Shakeology, if you click on it, just know that it comes back to beachbody.com. So that way that person becomes a lead for someone. So we are working really, really diligently to stop all Shakeology sales, because Shakeology is not supposed to be sold. It's exclusive to the coaching network. So we're trying to put a halt to any Shakeology sold on Amazon via putting that link to the beachbody.com. Now, other products are sold on Amazon, and we have partnered with them. Again, it's a way to kind of drum up we're planting seeds.
For me, personally, and I've shared this before, and if you are a new coach, this does take some time. But one thing I want to tell everybody, because I've seen lots of chatter about this in several of the groups that I administrator in, not just in Relentless, I see people stress and think that. The thing is, think about you. How many times do you go to eBay or Amazon when you want to find something cheaper? I do it all the time. So most of the time, a lot of people go to these websites because they're trying to get a good deal, because nobody wants to spend a lot of money. We all know that people don't always spend money wisely, but this happens. And then a lot of times when it comes to fitness stuff, they really don't want to spend the money. Not because they think we're lying to them, not because we haven't shown them that it works, not because they don't believe that the product work for others. It's that same voice that I'm telling you about early on this call that tells them, you can't do it. This works for people like Robin. This works for people like Mindy. This works for people like Melissa. This works for people because they have this and this and this and this and this, and they don't believe they can do it. So they're not going to spend a lot of money. People don't do a lot of research. That's why coaches come in hand, because we do the legwork for them. We help them select their program. We walk them through it and hold their hand. So understand the reasoning why people go there. For me, I never have anybody buy it through there anymore, because for me, I'm open. I share everything candidly what I do. The video that I made the other day is the fact that people ask me all the time, why have you been so successful so fast? And I've always wondered. I don't know why, because I've seen some coaches with openness, they're raw. They share the whole journey. They don't hide it and only share with their coach. They are actively going to events, yada, 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 yada. And I'm like, why the hell aren't they moving as fast as I did? My thing is, I've always been real. I piss a lot of people off with my honesty, not because I lie or I'm saying things wrong. It's because I'm saying something that's right, that triggers them. So they've always been able to trust my honesty. When I did Beachbody, the girl that got a D in PE, they were like, wow, she wouldn't be talking about this if she didn't believe it. So that sense of honesty and that sense of genuineness and the sense of that I have a track record of being honest and open makes them trust me. And they want to be in my group. They want to be part of my team and have you as their team. So they don't go looking elsewhere, because they want this whole package, all of us. So for me, it may take time for you to establish that non-sugar coating way of coaching. It may take a while for you to establish your brand and learn to find your wings and to be able to step out there and market yourself. But eventually when you do that, people are going to want you. They're going to want the bigger picture. They're going to want us. So when you create that persona and you show that and you talk about how this call, we got this call. I'm going to tag all of you and be like, we have this awesome call. They're going to see this. They're going to see this. The fact that we're all in tears because Stephanie's crying because we are so in tune with each other. They want somewhere to belong. So for me, that's the only thing I have to say. There probably might be some technical, jargon of what to say, but that for me is why I don't ever have that problem. And I do truly believe if you follow those steps consistently over the course of time, you are going to not, have this happen often. That was really long-winded, but I can't help myself.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering, one of my coaches that was talking with a customer turned around, and this morning she was like, well, she went and bought it on Amazon. So I was like, okay, let me see what I can find out. So we did the research today, and that's, all the things I listed is what we found. So Dana also has a question on here, and she says her kid's yelling, so she can't ask it, but she wants to know how we can motivate discount coaches.
All right, would you like to start, Mindy?
Yeah.
Well, before you start though, can I just add a couple things to Robin's first question? So in addition to all that and helping them understand the benefits, literally show them what they're missing, like Mindy was saying. And it's kind of the bowling culture mentality, right? There's that person who comes to the bowling team every single week who is not that good and never gets a strike, but he comes because of the love and the team environment. And so create that and have them see what they're missing. Okay, sorry. How do we motivate discount coaches?
For me, my piece of advice is Sean just told Sam this the other day, which was something that I took to heart, was stop using the word discount. You can, that's great. But the thing is, if you get them to only sign up just for the discount, that's probably what they're going to do. And so remove that word, use that as a benefit, but not to lure them in. And initially, again, what I said in the very beginning of this call was when you show up and you do the same thing and you are marketing yourself and the product of the product and building a brand and doing the 3 vital behaviors, and you're showing up to events and every day you're consistently 3 to 5 times a day posting something that is either marketing yourself, sharing your life, sharing your testimony, or sharing something you learn that they can learn from, they're going to come back and then they're going to do the same thing. It's something that before the guides were available, before I started doing regular team calls, before I started, doing regular trainings because I didn't really understand what to do for trainings. I did all of these things consistently, and then this is a duplicatable path. And then if you have a small team, which, Dana's just starting off herself, and so I know she's getting the business running, this is a really easy time for you to do this because you only have a select few that get your 100% attention. Think that even though I've been doing this and I have a training thing in place now that seems to be a little more measurable and easy to follow and clear and concise, I have a lot of you to take my wing and work with. If you only have a few challengers and a few coaches under you, this is when you work with them. Melissa, I know why she was super successful from the very beginning and still is not because I had any training, not because I was a leader, not because I was really super strong mentally, emotionally, or physically or health-wise, but because we worked together so closely because she was pretty much all I had. So we talked through all of this. She got my one-on-one. So the thing is, the same thing like I was telling Gabriel is don't let your hard work and your efforts, because you are a leader. You're on here because you're a leader. You are a leader in my book, and everybody else, even if you don't believe it, everybody else on this call believes you're a leader. I know that. So don't let where you are to where I am or where you are to any other coach that may have signed a week or a month ahead or behind you, let you lose focus on how far you've come or your efforts. And this is why I have the groups, is that we all work together, because how you're leading your team may not be effective. The way you're speaking to them may not be effective. That's why I have the groups, is we share these things and we come up with the ideas. This is why I ask everybody to use the color code system, and that was one of the assignments that I'm going to check up on. And Dana, you know the gym system very, very, very well. So, so for you is find out how to communicate with them. Find out why they're remaining discount coaches. Amy and I talked the other day about a person that she was, constantly asking about, being a coach and, all this stuff. And she kept saying no. And I was like, Amy, she has been a customer for a long time. She sees the value. She obviously has the loyalty to it. She's not going anywhere. She has a friendship with you. So I don't, for the life of me, honestly believe she is just committed to forever paying full price. So find out what it is. Go after what you want. Find out why. We'll come to find out. And then it was the same thing about why another person didn't want to get to Emerald. When they had this person that was kind of refusing to be a discount coach to put under this one coach because it was her friend. Come to find out, once she finally, dug into it, the Emerald coach thought she had to actually work the business to be a discount coach and actually work the business. So I was like, she doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to meet any of the qualifications to get leads if she doesn't want that responsibility, which I would actually recommend that if you have somebody that's just helping you get to diamond and they don't really want to work the business, don't have them set everything up to get the leads, because that is so unfair to those people they work with. But explain all of this, dig into it. And one thing I kept telling Louise the other day is make sure you go back to where you started, because it's so easy to get this lifestyle and get the business once you start to understand more and more. With the people in the beginning were just as lost as you were on day one and just as lost as I was. So find out what motivates them. Find out what scares them, and then work individually. You cannot actually just present everything to people, because like I said, is that what Keyshawn said, what I'm saying, all of you have a different opinion on it because of the way you think, the way you've been shaped. So you can't just offer the same thing to a huge audience. That's why I have broken up, even though, I hate groups. Now we have the leaders group, because my information to you is very pointed on what you need to do, and it's a little more complicated about things. So obviously I realized I was overwhelming all my new coaches with tons of information and really in-depth information in the Team Relentless page, so I opened this up. So that was me listening to you, seeing what was working for my team and what was holding them back. So this is what I asked you. And, you need to go to your first couple coaches and basically say, I know you're my guinea pig, so please bear with me. You might have to go back with your tail between your legs, your head down, like I've had to do several times recently, and say, I'm sorry, I sucked as leader. I'm getting better. Thank you. So I hope that kind of helped. But they show up if you show up. If you're working the business and you believe you're a leader, they will follow, or at least you will attract the people who will work the business with you eventually. 1% of your team actually does that. If you don't believe it, look how many coaches are and look at how many elite coaches there are. So that's all I have to say on that. That was a lot, as usual.
Absolutely. Fail forward. And like she said, I just have a few things to add to that on how we get discount coaches motivated. Like Mindy said, what you focus on is what they're going to focus on. So set that bar high. And instead of saying discount coach, have them get the product for free. Right. So we use discount in our arsenal. It's there if we absolutely need it, but it's not our go-to, because we want to set the bar high and then work our way backwards. So change the word from discount to get your product for free, because we have a game plan to get the product for free. And that's with Success Club. Right. Help them really see the benefits based on how they're motivated. So how much money are they potentially leaving on the table? How many people are they potentially not helping? However they're motivated, approach them with those benefits. And also, I'll come back to that one, actually. Like I said, mentioned in the call, money for the holidays. I've been seeing a lot of leaders posting how to earn X amount of dollars by Christmas or by New Year's Eve or whatever. But this is a great way to motivate your discount coaches. Hey, did you know that, it's holidays? So I'm sure you knew that. I can help you pay for your gifts this year. And this is the game plan. This is exactly how many invites, how many conversations exactly to get it done. Paint the picture. Help them understand how simple this is. Notice I didn't say easy, although it is easy to do and easy not to do. But this is simple. This is not rocket science. You don't need a college degree. You don't even need a certification, to do this. Anyone can do this. And so help them understand that this is simple. Maybe you can help them understand that in a one-on-one or in a sneak peek or a webinar. But for the future, though, begin to set expectations for your quote-unquote discount coaches, or for the people who are wanting to get their product for free, right? What I mean by that is, okay, you want to just get your product at a discount, that's fine. But what we do on our team, we share our progress, because our ultimate goal is to help people and bring them in and introduce them to Shakeology, right? And so what we do, we share our story or a picture once a week. And the reason why we're being strategic with things like that is because we all know what happens when you're sharing your story and your picture. People ask because they're getting their transformation. And so set them up to where people ask them and to where they pretty much have no choice but to work this. So those are my tidbits to add on to what Mindy said in regards to motivating your discount coaches.
Thank you. I think there was one more question from Sarah. She wanted to know, right now there's like a Groupon for P90X. Is that something you know about? I haven't been able to find it, but my computer's acting crazy, so I don't know.
I have absolutely not heard about that. So if you see it again, screenshot it and send it over to compliance. Let's get that taken care of ASAP. And I apologize that I don't have more information on that.
I will say
That's okay. You're awesome.
2 years ago, they did it with RevAbs, and I do know they had partnered with them, and you could go in and you could have the customer call and say, I ordered this and I want the PV to be assigned to this coach. So this is, one last thing I want to say about the Amazon thing or Groupon or eBay or whatever is you talk to people, hey, I have a free challenge group. I have this, blah, 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 that you can come to and I can give you my free support. And the thing is that, oh, there you go, Dana, is that we're here offering support. Yes, it's so nice to get paid and recognized and find people from the commissions. And it's great to see the PV go up. However, we're doing this to help people. So we want to translate this to people in our downline that this is it. And you open up a free fitness group or you take them in under their wing. I know that Leslie Wood encountered this recently with somebody that ordered through a coach that supposedly said they would get mad if they didn't order it through them. So the thing is, we do our best and we share with them. And if we're truly in this for helping other people, and even if you're discouraged, I understand, but in the end, good karma comes around just as much as bad karma. So some of these people who order things direct through Amazon or eBay or something, is the thing is, if somebody buys Shakeology, you work with them and have that be your next home direct order. You check with them and make sure they love Shakeology. If they order P90X and all the stuff on Groupon, now I've seen it, then you get them to sign up as your free customer. Then you put them in your group, you help them get past those first 3 weeks, which are horrible with P90X, you think you're going to die, and then you get them on Shakeology. You get them to help get their transformation. So just make sure we're translating this to our downline. Everybody good? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Keyshawn, we used up a lot more of your time, which I'm sure you kind of knew if it came to a Team Relentless call and had anything to do with it, it would. But I appreciate your time, and I am respectful of your time. So I do appreciate it. And then, so thank you so much. I'm very honored to have you on the call.
Well, thank you, Team Relentless. Let's get her done. Thank you, Mindy. You're awesome, and I love you lots.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Because I'm respectful of your time, let's go over a few things really quickly. One thing I wanted to say was I was thinking about what Chris was saying about how that was so impactful to hear that. And I was just thinking about how many years of my life I literally cried because I was there in body and I wasn't really there in mind. And, I've helped this because it's been writing down goals. I'm sure you all saw that my goals that I posted for 2015. Now is the time to start thinking about it. Not on December 31st before you head out with friends to celebrate New Year's Eve. Not on January 1st. This is time to think about it because as I wrote it down, in a hurry, I took a picture once, then I added more. And so now is the time to do it because it starts becoming real. Because right now, like she said, it's time we get discouraged. And I'm headed for 10 star and I'm doing all this stuff. And, I'm trying to stay encouraged. I'm trying to keep all this going. And then I wasn't hitting success club at the rate I wanted. And it's so hard to balance it. So whatever you're going through, regardless of how long I've been in this business, no matter how much better of a leader you've convinced yourself that I am over you, which is malarkey, I go through the same things. I'm going through a lot of personal stuff right now. So the thing is, it's all about a balance, and it's okay to have those bad days and those times where you wallow in your own pity and all that stuff, but don't let yourself stay there and don't let it, make you lose sight of all that you've done, because all of you are awesome. I've seen all of you weather a lot of storms, and I appreciate Melissa. She has hung in there with me this whole time, and she's a hard worker. And, I feel really bad. Like I told Louise the other day, like she's been like my, we've been friends forever. And sometimes that's hard because we're comfortable with each other. And she came around and she she has grinned and bared through everything and just been a rock star. And my, recognition at this point in my coaching career, because of what I've learned, because I have more time on my hands, because I'm more in tune with people, is so excellent. So she doesn't get recognized as much as she should because she's an old hand, she's been here. So the thing is, it just sucks. So, sometimes, but the thing is, Melissa does appreciate it because she's seen my changes, and a lot of you are new. And, like I told Gabriel the other day, I'm like, people are moving a lot faster now because there's a lot more training. I'm doing a lot more. I'm helping other people. I'm being able to deliver. And the people who have been discount coaches and everything and been watching me, and then they decide to come out of the woodworks and do something with this business, they've watched me for a long time, so they know what they need to do. In the beginning, it was a shitstorm for me. Louise was there in early 2012. She came back with a vengeance, and she is so much better off now because she, understands everything, does personal development, everything, but she also, there's been a little bit of training path right now. So, and I know she can see the difference. So the thing is, if you think you suck as the leader now, you don't suck, you just are not as experienced, and everybody has something left to learn. So if you're feeling frustrated with your leadership, if you're feeling frustrated where you're at, just know that no matter who you think I am now and who I've become, I was in your exact same spot. And I still have my bad days. So stop comparing yourself to whoever it is that you're comparing yourself to. And all of you have compared yourself to somebody, maybe somebody outside of our team. It may be, anything, but that is the most damaging thing, and it makes you lose sight of it. The John Maxwell thing, they were talking about how something silly is that, and Gabriel posted something about this day about how, everything was a mess and it was organized chaos. But, my house is a mess and my purse is a mess and my bed's never made. And I'm just like so frustrated. And John Maxwell was talking about how, or maybe, I don't know, it was one of the speakers, was saying about how they make their bed every day. And then I was like, I never make my bed. A lot in revolt because my mom used to make me make my bed every day. And so I just refused to do that. Stupid, but it is what it is. And then I was thinking, like, why does that matter? They said, because we have those days where we physically think we've done nothing in our mind. And so they're like, and we all have those days where it's just useless. I've sat and cried all day and I don't even know why. But then if you make your bed first thing in the morning, it gives you something to do. And then at the end of the day, if you've got nothing else done, and you feel like you just shit out the whole day, you made your bed. It's the same thing. It's like, how many times do you open up your closet and it's a total mess? I'm not saying to get all OCD like I used to be and have color coded and, hanging a certain way. It doesn't have to be that organized for you to feel a sense of closure and organization. But if it's something that's bothering you and every day you open that and then you're like, I'm a loser, I'm such a mess, because I do that all the time because my whole house is like that, then do something about it. Take that time and fix it because it's going to make you feel like you have more order if that's what is bothering you. So, I shared those things. I think that everybody has a success partner, and this is something that I posted in a group, is that I'm seeing how great this is because nobody wants to hear me go, wah, 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 wah. Because what Keyshawn said was it's pretty much the same thing I tell you every day. It's just worded differently, and it's coming from a different voice with different energy. So I'm going to start implementing this in my next challenge group that starts on the 17th. And then I have restructured this because I'm going to do bi-weekly Zoom calls, 20 minutes at a time, to answer question and answers for them because people have struggles. I'm going to assign them a success partner. The first week is going to be basically just focusing on cleaning up their diet and getting the drink Shakeology every day. Because how many of us have put everybody in a challenge group and expected them to be like, eat clean, drink Shakeology, work out, and that may work for some of us, but doesn't work for everybody. We have somebody that I know that pretty much threw in the towel 4 days into 21-day fix because it was a lot. So I'm restructuring this. So I'm asking you too, if you're at the point where you're frustrated with your challengers, is find out what their problem is, and then restructure your challenge groups based on your audience. And so success partners is great because I've seen a lot of the feedback from everybody, and I'm seeing that our team is doing what my mission is for us, is to be close and to be a family. So, I don't have to ask anybody if you're doing that. Make sure too that you're going back and doing the color code. Oh no, I think we dropped offline. Is everybody there? Are we still on? Okay, I zoomed out for a second. Make sure that everybody has done the color code and that you ask your team to do it. Maybe if, like I was telling Amy, that there's some people that are not really good with computers or don't want to sit down or have the focus to do it, because I know that's hard. So get on a Zoom call and do a screen share and answer it for them. ask some questions, because some people do better. So think outside the box and, figure out, because it's been very helpful to help understand people and help you understand how to communicate with them and finding that motivation. The last part that I was going to discuss was, let me see, what else was I saying? Color code. I guess that was it. Just make sure that you think outside the box. We are literally down to next Wednesday is it for you for rank. You guys are so close. One thing that I realized when I was teaching the 3 vital behaviors was the invite part. I wish I had recorded the workshop, but I didn't have a big enough memory card. But, we all have the ability to meet people. Like I said earlier, we went into Buc-ee's and the guy, I don't even know what he said, but he said, teamwork makes the dream work. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's what I always say. And then I was like, me and Louise were talking to him. And then after I left, I was like, why didn't I get his contact information? So I learned from that was an opportunity. Maybe it wouldn't be the person that helps me get to 10-star diamond by next week, but it is a contact, because somebody I know today, I met somebody 3 weeks ago. He's been jobless for a couple of weeks. He went and got a job with this person he met 3 years ago. So the thing is, these seeds don't all automatically just cultivate right away, but this might be somebody that 3 years later could turn into a coach. Or if you treat them really nice and when you connect with them, they might refer people to you. Like I've had 2 people referred to me from somebody I've never met, who's never bought a product, that I connected with and I've treated with kindness and checked up on them. So this will happen. So then when I went to dinner with Amanda and my kids, after I came back from Houston, we went. And I'll tell you this, using an everyday story, Rebel was throwing a freaking fit. It was a barbecue place. It's like a little buffet line. He's throwing a freaking fit. The girls were trying to get to him. I'm trying to pay for everything, get our drinks. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, I'm so tired, and I had a conversation. Instead of being so engrossed in what I was doing, and just tuning that person out, I did talk to her. I was like, I'm so tired. She was like, why? And I said, I've been gone for 2 days. I really miss my kids, but Jesus Christ, they're driving me crazy when I'm back. And she's like, well, where have you been? And so instead of just saying, hey, in Houston, I was like, in Houston doing a training. And then she was like, oh, what do you do? And then I told her what I did. And I told her that I was, attending a workshop, and then I did one, and I'm like, I'm in fitness. She's like, oh, you're a trainer? And so I sat there for like 10 minutes. And then next thing you know, 3 other people were crowded behind them talking to me. And I got all of them. I gave them my phone. They typed in their name, and he sent me a friend. I sent them a friend request. And immediately by the time back to my table, they, sent me or accepted it. So then when I was, talking to them, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get a fit club going. I'm like, maybe you heard about my fit club that I did before. They'd never heard it, which I'm surprised in this small town. So I was like, hey, so I did a call to action. And so they remember me so that maybe they can think and help me with my resource. I said, well, I'm trying to get another fit club. I'm like, I want to do it on Tuesday. If you know of any facilities, could you let me know? And then, they chat out some ideas, and I was like, well, I've already looked into that. And they're like, we'll let you know if we find out. So the thing is, like, I made a way for them to remember me. And then I, did a call to action, and then I took the time when I was exhausted, and I took a kind of a bad normal situation, which was frustrating with Rebel, and I turned it in a way to make that connection. Because invite. The first vital behavior is not about, costing somebody in the parking lot with a flyer saying, come to my coach opportunity, group or whatever, or come to Fit Club, or come work out with me and join my challenge group. It's about making new connections and then treating them kindly, learning about them, inviting them to your free challenge group or your free fitness page, providing them with some value, and then moving on to a paid challenge group and then to a coach. That's how this, coaching opportunity comes into fruition. The last thing I was going to say is, you may have seen the post that I have. I'm doing a 7-day coach behind the scenes thing. I don't like to call it sneak peek because every coach and their uncle is calling it that. But I'm doing the Coach Opportunity 411. It's going to start on Monday, and it's going to run for a week because everybody does 7 days. All they do, they go over the basics. I'm a little more fine-tuned. So this is something that it's going to be, more information in a different format, in a simpler way that I've created so that it teaches them about this. And then the following Monday, I don't even know what the date is. Not yesterday, but a week from yesterday, I'm starting the group for 7 days. Everybody's prospects are invited. That means you have to reach out to them and you have to tell them what it's about. If you look at the event invite, you'll understand it's your job to put it in your verbiage and talk to the people and explain to them. Don't just say you want to come to this group because they're like, oh my God, am I going to be put on the spot? You have to talk to people. So you put it in your own words. And then the following Monday, I'm going to do a 1-hour question and answer, because I did this question and answer thing as a trial run for corporate the other day in our coach group, and it went really well. So this is going to be open to the public, and because a lot of coaches asked me to do it, it's going to be limited to an hour. I'm probably going to need somebody there telling me to stop, like Keyshawn did, because she said they'll suck you in and you'll keep talking. So these are things that I am opening up to you. But this is something that as time goes, you're going to have to do it yourself. So this is the thing is, your assignments for this next week, I'm going to write it down so I tell you, is to make sure you go in and review the chocolate Shakeology on Amazon, because if she did us a favor and got on our call, and Jeff Hill even, contribute to it, we need to do something in return. I want you to keep your regular calls with Success Partners. That's not really an assignment. That's just something you should do. I want you to make sure that you invite people to, this coach group and the coach opportunity call, and that you open up your own team page, because if you're a leader, you have at least 2 people. So this way you can communicate to your people. This way you can see yourself as a leader. This way you can learn how to translate with them. Still put them in, the big groups, because there's a lot of interaction there, but make sure that you open up your team page. Even at Summit, Christina Delgado and Brigida Linford were teaching this about, something about diamonds, and somebody asked, well, do I open up my own team page? And she said, yeah, even if you have only one coach, this is the start. This is that one person is your guinea pig, like Melissa was, and they get your full attention. Make sure you do that. And then I want you to start coming up with topics that you think would be helpful for your one coach or your 2 coaches, or for team calls, because eventually I don't get on Diesel Nation calls anymore because I have my own team. So make sure that you do the same thing, because you're a leader and this is your team. You don't have to have a team name, but this is your team. So make sure you do this, and just make sure that if you're tired, I get it, because somebody asked the other day, what if you're just tired and, you want to be full-time? Well, then you don't want to be full-time bad enough if you go and screw off on, your downtime. My best friend said today, well, I know you're stressed out. You just want to go have a drink? No, I don't want to have to go have a drink because I'm pushing for lead and I got to stay focused. Thank you. Love you. But I'm not going to do this. It's easy to shut down and take the higher route and, road and sit and do nothing and just give up because you're tired and stressed. Believe me, I'm there. But going to get a drink, or going to sit down on the couch and fall asleep in the middle of the day, or going to a barbecue or watching TV or something because you're just tired, is not going to get you where it is. And then you're going to wake up and you're going to be really frustrated when you see everybody else in the group who's, done what you want to do, and you're going to be frustrated, not because you didn't do it, because you knew you didn't use your time wisely. I get that everybody has stressful lives, but if you want this, it's worth it, because I busted my ass and got, like I told that coach today, I got 5 to 6 hours of sleep many nights, and I gave up weekends. But, this whole summer I got to reconnect with my kids and, do whatever the fuck I want to do. So to me, that's better than going to bed and just mindlessly, numbing myself and watching, the reality show, or going to the bar, or going to sleep early, because now I get to live the life that I want. So make sure you focus on that everything you do is a sum of your decisions. So at the end of the day, if you knew you didn't try hard, don't be mad at me or anybody else, because I see a lot of that from other coaches outside it. And I've, been subject to people being really shitty to me lately that I know of because of my success. I've showed up every day, and I don't ever attend to, not anybody on this team, but I'm just saying that, make sure you own what you're doing. That's all I have to say. We will redo another call. Hold on. I got to get my book. When is 2 weeks from now? What's today? Today is 11th. Oh, no, the 25th. Wait, is anybody going out of town for Thanksgiving? We don't have families. We aren't going anywhere. Because the 25th is that Thanksgiving Tuesday. Everybody good? Okay. So we'll do the next call then. If you have any Emerald coaches, put them in here. And one thing that I was saying too, I wanted to just remind you, because people have such a hard time understanding social media. And I was sharing this the other day. It's, like I said, is that you don't have to think of any crazy post. Just use your normal life. Your life is important and it's interesting no matter what you think. But I do obviously more than that, but the 3 to 5 posts a day that has something to do with yourself, with health, with fitness, or something, or adding value. For me, it's all about value, because like Melissa said, which I never knew, when Christine said, oh, well, why do people read your posts? These posts are long and, super long. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm like, I wouldn't read it, and Arnold always, he's like, I don't read all these posts, but I always read yours. And I don't know, because I wouldn't read long posts. unless I get tagged in it and still I skim read. And Melissa's like, because everything that she says always has a point and it teaches something, so somebody wants to come back. So make sure that you're somebody that, number one, when you're posting something, it's a call to action that makes them say something. Because if you just say, oh, I just got done doing 21 Day Fix and it was, kick my ass, people are like, oh, that's great. What the hell's 21 Day Fix? We all know what 21 Day Fix is. And if you did total body cardio, I know it kicked your ass, but other people don't know. And it really just makes them say, okay, my husband and my, friends' husbands, their husbands are on Facebook. They read everything anybody says, but they never like their shit. Because there's nothing big to say. So make sure that what you're saying is a call to action. You ask a question, and then like to me, Haley came back from driver's ed today and was like, I plan on learning one new thing a day. And I was like, well, shit, I'd hope you would, because you're kind of going to learn. So then I was like, okay, let's do this. Every day we're going to do a video on something that you learned. And so as stupid as it is, it's something interesting. It's a short video. It's my kid. It shows, and I shared that, like, I never got to do driver's ed, so I'm super excited. I don't know if she's really that excited, but, it shares something, gets people to know that. I posted today that, the bus driver done pissed us off, and Ryan went after him. People were like, oh, shit, I'm following this post because I love watching your crazy family, and this is going to end good, and then everybody's watched Emily's, like, 4 or 5 minute video of the recap, so the thing is, these are stupid things. This is stuff that happens to people. People have problems with teachers and bus drivers and their kids, and you don't talk about it. But people aren't going to get to know you. They're not going to trust you, because if you don't trust people enough to share your life, why the hell are they going to trust you? So make sure that you use everyday situations about your life and use it to market yourself. I mean, it's the only way for you to do that. And that's why people trust me. And that's why people come back to my page. That's why they read my really long posts that I would never read of theirs. So that was just, the last thing I had to say. We'll talk then. If you're pushing for diamond, you're close to diamonds, then we will talk tomorrow night. It will be obviously a shorter call. It's just kind of a recap and accountability thing. Jamie Lynn goes diamond tomorrow or Thursday, so I'm really excited. Louise is 1 weekend as diamond, and Chris is 1 week into her qualification as 1 star. Start picking and choosing the people that you plan on working with, because I want to help 5 people in our team. Doesn't have to be my personally sponsored coaches, but I want to help 5 people in 2015 as an elite coach. So that's my goal, and I want, at least 2 being premier coaches. So this is going to come with you. So make sure that you focus on what you're doing, and I know all of you are giving it your all. Just don't let this end of the year crunch get to you. And nobody hears from Burnham, but Christina is. Christina and Joe's here, and Louise is close. I was going to post it, but Robin's coming on Thursday from about 12:30 for just a couple hours. So I don't know if if you're in town, maybe I can run her over to Bluebell parking lot and she come out and get a photo op with Chris, or I can go over to Casa and she meet Joe, whatever. But I'm just letting you know that because I haven't had time to post that. So tell your families you said hi. Stephanie, thanks for sharing. One last thing I want to say about that is most husbands don't work out. So don't beat yourself up over that. Just rejoice in the fact he's drinking Shakeology and he decided to be a coach. So, because you're close to diamond. So that's it. Who took the picture? I'm going to unmute everybody.
Keyshawn took the picture.
All right. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Mindy.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Mindy. Bye.
Bye.